Alright, this is Madcap Music Review. We are here at the Whiskey with Let It Rock. How you guys doing?
Good. Just waiting for the rest of the band to show up.
You guys want to introduce yourselves while we're waiting?
I'm Jeff Duncan.
Give them your history.
Guitar player for LA band Odin, and then currently with Armored Saint and DC4, and a few other things. Tonight's Let It Rock.
Alright.
Stacey Blades, ex-Rocks gang, and LA Guns, and this is my creation, Let It Rock, and we're tonight on our fourth show. So here at the world famous Whiskey, where all of this got started. I need to look there.
No, you can
Talk
look
to
at
you.
me. It works wherever.
So yeah, I'm really stoked to be here. This is our
Right on.
LA Hollywood debut tonight. So.
I'm Jamie St. James. I'm 72 years of age, and I was in the Beatles. So fuck you.
And Black and Blue, I think, for a little bit.
I was in Black and Blue for a little while.
So how this started, what, around 2013?
Yeah, I started
germinating?
And, you know, Jamie and I played with one crusade and from Rat and Pete Holmes from Black and Blue. And we only did that. What didn't last that long. We only did one show, and you know, I've got to know Jamie really well in the last few years, especially when he was in Warren. We played a lot of shows together, and I wanted to put a cool kind of super group together, but make it like a stylized show, but also have original material, so you kind of get the best of everything. It's like everybody's great catalog. 'Cause we're all fans of each other's bands, you know. And one great thing about this is like we all have such mad respect for each other, you know. I mean, I was a huge Black and Blue fan, you know. We all were. It's like listening to those records, and you know, it's really cool. And you know, we're playing Black and Blue stuff, and I'm in a band with Jamie too, and certainly know Jeff's history, and you know, Jimmy and from Bad Boys. There's actually like 10 guys in this band, but we rotate it because everybody's obviously in other bands too.
Right, you guys are all pretty much full-time with various other...
Sean McNabb, Duncan also too. So, you know, Robbie Crane from Rat, and also Vince Neil is filling in for this weekend. So it kind of makes the show interesting too, because the lineup does change. So what's cool about that is that, you know, when that person's in the lineup, it's like we'll do some of their old material, and it keeps it fresh and kind of exciting. So it's kind of a unique thing we got going on. It's the buzz is really good. So
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. And American Rebels, that's an excellent song.
Single debut was in '86.
I think that sounds right. That sounds right.
And it was it really came out well. I was mixed in LA, actually recorded at Scott Coogan's recording studio and played drums on it. Jamie came out to Vegas and sang, and it's a killer track. Everybody's playing tonight.
It's got a couple nods to some of the 80s.
Yes.
Running with the Devil, kind of.
But not dated sounding, but
no.
It's everything you'd want to hear from a band like this.
Yeah, and the dual guitar sounds nice too. Gives you that new wave of British heavy metal kind of vibe to it. I dig it.
Yes.
Yeah, the song came out really great. It was just kind of an idea Stacey wanted to do an original tune. Would be cool if a band like this would do something like that. And I'm like thinking, well, let's give it a shot, you know. But he came up with this great riff and everything, so we kind of put it together. I think all of us were like going, wow, this is actually really cool. You know, it was a lot better than we thought it was going to even be. So home run, I think, on that one.
Absolutely, and then
We're gonna write more music, and we're Jeff involved now, and yeah.
You've got Rattlesnake also as another original.
Rattlesnake too is a new song in the set, which is a song I brought into with LA Guns during Hollywood Forever recording, the late great Andy Johns. And it ended up as a bonus track on the Japanese release, and I'm like, this is a great tune. I need to rework it, and it sounds better than this one. So people are digging that, and you know, I'd like to write more music with this, and just the chemistry between everybody that's involved in it, musicianship and stuff.
What's interesting to me is, I mean, you guys are musicians, and you guys are writing original tunes as well as paying homage to your past. And I'm imagining you want to get a record out, and you guys came up and cut your teeth back when the industry was booming. And now it's not. I mean, it's sad. You've got a band like Judas Priest about to drop an album in July, and the sad reality is a good week for that would be 30,000 copies, whereas 20 years ago, that would have went platinum in a week.
That's what Jamie said. Let's release a single. Let's test the waters. Because I was like, oh, let's just a record deal out. And Jamie's like, let's try a single first.
Just put it directly to iTunes, to Amazon,
Yeah.
and cut out the
It's
middleman.
more,
And it's like, we need a record label to do this thing. Let's see if we can just do it on our own. And people are going to download it mostly anyway. There are people out there, tons of them, especially in Europe, that want CDs. They want to hold them in their hand.
Exactly. You want the liner notes. You want to feel
but,
it.
You're exactly right. It's just dying out as far as selling CDs anymore. It's
sucks.
not worth it for us to give our music to some record company that's going to take a giant cut.
Do labels even exist anymore?
They barely.
And
They're
that's
crawling in the mug.
And you guys were there at the height of it all. Where did it all go wrong on the labels end? Where did they just not catch up, or how did it fall
I
apart?
think when just digital music was kind of...
It's technology.
You can't
Technology killed it. That's all there is to
master
it.
that. Just when it kind of really started then, and the whole iTunes. Even though iTunes is cool, that was the death nail of it.
Now, you could buy a song instead of buying an album. It used to be you'd have to go, you hear a song, you go, oh, I'm going to buy that album, that record by that band, which is a whole package and all these songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Where now it's like, oh, I'll buy that for 99 cents.
Yeah, it's a bummer. You see Dark Side of the Moon on there, and they're like, that should not be sold as individual tracks. That album is meant to be heard front to back. There's no gaps in between the songs.
It's like buying one song of Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah, it's like, why? You're missing, yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. So, that's just the reality of it. Unfortunate, it's almost like putting out an album. It's a vanity project, even selling, 10,000 copies, which is good, for a band from our era. So, if the opportunity does come awry, I'd love to do a record with these guys, but we're not at that point yet.
This place has certainly been filling up over the past few hours, so I think there's definitely an audience for it.
Absolutely.
How would you say Hollywood's changed between now and when you guys were, back when it was at its height, in the 80s?
It's the total opposite of what it was. I think, it just is. I mean, there's not as many clubs. It's just a completely different thing now. Hollywood's Hollywood, and it's kind of more of a memory now than anything I think that exists in terms
Las
of
Vegas
rock.
is the new Hollywood.
I see a lot of bands are going out to the Count Vamped out there, and you guys are heading out there.
People really support music and bands out there, and it's a cool vibe out there. It's kind of like the new LA.
Right on. And you guys will be heading out there Saturday or Friday, I think?
Saturday we have a show at Vamps, yeah.
And then you'll be out of the state for a bit in September and October,
Coming
right?
back to rehearse in LA and then flying to Chicago, a big outdoor show in Chicago.
Okay.
So me and Stacey
That's the
live in
beauty
Vegas.
of
Oh, you guys do? Okay.
music is one thing that hasn't changed: live shows.
Yeah.
That's right.
Playing
Bands are still
live,
there.
and especially if you're somebody that's been through what we've already been through, have a history, a past. We get to play live, and you can't take that from us. That hasn't been replaced with robots yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always been about that anyway, at least personally speaking. It's always been about playing live for me ever since I was 16 in my first band and all that. It was always about playing live anyway.
Yeah.
So, record companies and all, that's just the business, and you gotta let, you can't let that get to you. I always just want to get on stage and play my guitar.
That's
Still
kind
get to do that, so.
It's kind of cool. On the flip side now, I guess there's a little more control in the digital age where you can kind of control what you're releasing to a certain extent, how you're going to promote it with all the social media outlets.
It's going to come back to hands-on, really. You got to do everything yourself,
Instead of tagging the flyers up on the light poles or whatever, you're just doing it on the Facebook.
It's a different world, so you got to adapt to survive.
Yeah.
So, we're survivors. That's kind of what American Rebels is about. And a lot of people, Jamie told me the title. I'm like, it's perfect. It's like about what this is about. It's about us. It's like survivors, and we're still rocking and rolling and making killer music, and we're still kids at heart.
Absolutely. Well, where's a great place for people to check you guys out? They want to follow what you do?
LetItRawk.com. We've also got
RAWK.
Facebook.com/LetItRawk, and those two are the best. And then everybody's got, Jeff's got Facebook.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's here to say all that because I don't remember anything.
He was doing an interview
I kick ass, but I don't remember.
with a radio screamer, and they're like, "How can they get a hold of you?" It's like, "I have no goddamn."
I don't know. Go on the internet and Google them. No. So thank you, Stacey.
But thanks for having us out. We're looking forward to seeing you guys tonight.
Thanks,
Check these guys out. Let it rock. Good music still alive.